Well, that was a reconnaissance patrol, and then there's what they call a fighting patrol. Well, I was on one of those. We went out, 13 of us, an unlucky number, isn't it? 13.
Yes.
And we went out through this stuff, and we went out. You got no idea. Some of this, there was no horizon there. You could look across here, and the Germans in some of these places, they were 1,500 yards away before they could get over the horizon, and they just dig in, you know, but they have these other small trenches up here. They'd move in at night time and occupy them, you see. They're keeping an eye on us. So they had to be supplied, and we found whether some of them were coming, and we lay in wait. And it's the most terrifying thing in the world when you realise you're going to kill a man. I could see these blokes coming, you know, coming towards us in the gloom. You couldn't see, it was night time. And I couldn't help laughing myself afterwards. This lieutenant, this is another bloke, not this one, another one. And when the Germans were almost on top of us, he said in English, he said, "Surrender, Fritz, we got you covered." I still laugh about that when I think of it. Oh, by gee, were those Germans quick. I just heard the one word like Achtung, which means look out, and they scattered. And we opened up with our machine guns, Tommy guns and that, and they opened up with theirs, and we belted the hell out of each other. But we had the advantage that we're lying down, and we had the position. We knew where they hit the ground, you see. And it's the most heart-rending thing out to be using a weapon and shooting people and knowing I had a Tommy gun, so they didn't muck around with it. You know, you get these bullets, they're about half an inch thick and that. So we cleaned them up, and when we left, there was only one rifle firing. They went right through, they fought through the last rifle fire. And then the Germans were right near their other trench away out here. They opened up with these, what they call 4-inch mortars. And of all the weapons they had, that was the one thing I feared more than anything else, because with a mortar bomb, a mortar gun is a short barrel gun like that, and they can make it go almost like that, or they can send it right up in the air like that and land it in your trench. And they opened up with these big 4-inch things. Oh, you get no idea the explosive, and they hit us where we were around there, and they belted the hell out of us. And you know what? You won't believe this, we never lost a man.
Really?
After the fighting, we cleaned them up.
So it was a lucky number.
Yeah, well, by that time we learned a bit of, you know, desert sense. We knew what to do. But when we went back, we scattered then because we couldn't do much about it. Now, one of our blokes, I'm telling tales out of style now, but he was a proper coward, and he was a number 2 on the Bren gun. Now, number 2 is the bloke that feeds the gun. The other number 1's the one that fires it, see? And number 2 keeps the bullets. As it's emptied, he tosses the side, shove another one on. Now, when this lieutenant said after we'd cleaned the Germans up, and there's one bloke shooting still at us, he said a tactical retirement. Now, that means a tactical retirement. The blokes up the front, they get up and they move through, and the ones behind keep on firing. And then when those blokes are settled down there, the ones there, they come back. Now, when this bloke heard the word retirement, he just shot straight through and left this bloke with his gun and his ammo and shot through. And this lieutenant raced after him. He had this big 45 gun and he held it at his head. He said, "Listen, you bastard," he said, "get back there alongside you." He said, "I'll blow your brains out." Now, I'd had trouble with that same bloke once before. When we first went out there, he pretended he'd been hit, you know, he wanted to get up behind, but he was a proper dingo, that bloke. So by this time, we're scattered. And we were supposed to come back in. So, supposing we went out there, see, and we told them, right, we'll be back through there. So after we'd done the fighting and had been all over here, we went straight through and tended, but we overshot the mark because there was bullets flying everywhere, and the Germans were firing these very light pistols. It was like daylight. And we went in to go in this through here, and the next minute they opened fire at us, our own men.
Oh no!
So I nearly got my head blown off. I felt this damn bullet go past my ear, and I yelled out in good Australian. I said, if you pardon my English, and that, I said, "Stop your firing, you stupid bastard, we're Australians." Yeah. And what had happened was the night before someone had come up, but they'd made this mistake of saying, instead of saying we're Aussies or Australians, they said I forget what it was, they said we're Australian soldiers, instead of saying diggers or, Well, when we got in there, we found out these blokes all had the pins pulled out, their their grenades, they were ready to let us have the lot. And I couldn't blame them because they were bomb heavy enough. So we got in there and we got out of that, and I lay back in the trench when I got back into afterwards. You got no rest, I mean, you did all that, and then you went on sentry duty. When you got back, you got no idea the shortage of men we had there. And I lay awake there, and all I kept on all the time was my screams. You could hear it in my dreams, I kept on waking up, and I didn't stop shaking for days, just not the fear of having been through it, just the fact that you shot people, you sort of, and well, anyway, life just went on then, and then it went on, and you did other things, and and we used to try and, if we possibly could, we went and had a swim, and I think the whole time we were there, I only saw water 3 times, I think, in the months I was there. And what we used to do, we were laden like pack mules. We'd leave the line here, say. Leave the line here and we go for a swim, see? And we'd have to walk about 5 or 7 miles through all this sand. Now all those things are gullies there, hills and gullies. And you'd go here to where there's a swimming pool, an inlet, and lovely water and lovely sand. In fact, there's a photo there somewhere of it. There. Yeah, that's it there. Now, to us, that was a bit of heaven in just there. Now, what we did, we mounted our machine guns up here, ready for any Germans coming in while the rest of us were swimming. And we just used to walk straight in, drop all our clothes on the sand, and then walk straight in, boots and everything, and then sit down, and even our hats went under the water to drown the fleas. And after we'd been there for a while, we'd do certain things, and I swam across and got into a cave over here underneath here, and it's the safest I felt the whole time I was in Tobruk, because about 50 feet of cliff over on the top, and there's about 10 feet of cave in there, and I thought I wouldn't mind staying in here forever,
Yeah. You must have felt like that.
And then you'd be enjoying yourself, and the next minute these bloody planes would come tearing in, and they'd let you have it, and you'd swim like bugger underneath and try and hold on to the sand to keep down as long as you could, and you're hoping that by the time you get up, the planes are gone.
Yeah.
And you could hear these bullets sitting, and some of them you could even see them going down and hitting the ground, And anyway, we'd thoroughly enjoy that, and then we'd have to get all back into our clothes again, and in no time flat, when you got back into your trench, you were full of fleas again and all the rest of it, And so we got to the stage where we used to cut each other's hair. You'd have a pair of clippers, and one bloke was a New Zealander, a big tall fellow who was like a Maori, and he said, "Would you shave my head?" And I said, "Yeah." So we cut his hair off there, and then I got the safety razor, I frothed him all up, and it used to be funny later on, we'd all be swimming, if we went down, you'd see this bald head shining like a seal, Yeah. And that would be it. But
so that was probably your time off?
That was a time off.
Oh,
yeah.
And then you still got planes
You
shooting at you.